What's up guys, it's Joseph, and today I'm going to show you what I do for a dynamic warm-up. Now my dynamic warm-ups will change from day to day depending on how much time I have or what movements or workouts I'm doing. I do every exercise about 30 seconds each. However, let's say that one particular part of my body, my shoulder, is a little more stiff than usual. Then I will do some extra sets or just spend a little extra time on that first one. So right, today's warm-up. I'm gonna start off with some neck circles. I'm gonna start with my left. I'm gonna go all the way to my right. This whole time, I am looking as far as I can. Making sure to keep good posture, so stand up tall, chest up. And when I go down, I try to keep my neck as close to my body as possible. And then I'm gonna reverse it. Keep my neck as close to my body as possible when I go down and look to the sky when I go up. Just like that. Keeping tall posture. Again, I am not doing the full warm-up today. I'm just gonna give you some ideas that you can do and incorporate right away. After my neck is all nice and limber, I'm gonna go straight into a wrist curl. I'm gonna grab one wrist, pull another one out, extend my arm, and I'm gonna do a circle. Oh. You probably can't hear that, or maybe you can. I just feel some popping right now. This wrist is extremely tight, and it feels so good just to put it through its full range of motion. I've probably been typing a lot on the keyboard today. That's what's probably causing the tightness. But I'll let you know right now that this feels really good. And I'm almost tempted to actually do the actual warm-up because of how good this feels. But I'm gonna keep this video quick. So I'm gonna go to the next wrist. You'll notice that at one wrist, I'm doing clockwise. That'll probably be 15 seconds one way. And then immediately, I'm gonna reverse it after another 15. This was not as stiff, so I'm gonna show you some quick movements. Good. Now I'm gonna stretch my fingers out, because how many times in our lives do we actually grab stuff, like grabbing dumbbells, grabbing the door, grabbing a chair, moving over there, and look, how many times do we actually extend our fingers? This is a great way to fight off carpal tunnel. Especially my keyboard warriors out there. We got nothing else to do but type behind the keyboard. This is gonna help the longevity of your wrists and your fingers. Right, now stretching out the wrists and fingers, big hands, big fingers, or long fingers. Good. From there, I'm gonna do one of my all-time favorites. And figure eight. This is really putting my shoulder through its full range of motion. I'm putting it all the way back, bringing it forward, making a loop every single time. We're like drawing a number 8 with our arms. Go slow at first, and then we're gonna switch arms. Go as far back as you can. It's okay if you don't have a lot of range of motion. Slow and controlled is much better than quick, and I don't got another word for that right now, but I'll leave it down in the comments if I do. Now, usually from there, if I'm more warmed up, I will go fast right after the slow one, but right now I'm gonna stick with the slow one. From there, I'm gonna do a one-arm shoulder circle. Now this one-arm shoulder circle, I'll show you from the side, is great for anyone that has to either throw their arm, like say like softball players, so they're like throwing their arm, or maybe if you're an MMA fighter or a boxer and you have to throw some punches, you have to extend your arm. Now this is really gonna get your arm through its full range of motion, so you don't have to worry when you're at the end of those punches and you're afraid that you might tear something you can't retract. So get that shoulder warm and you're gonna feel nice and limber. Now, after 30 seconds, I'm gonna switch sides and I'm gonna do the other arm. And afterwards, I will usually speed it up or I'll throw my arms even faster, but I'm not really warm right now and I don't want to tear anything. So nice and slow. You'll notice that when you're doing the exercise, one arm might have more range of motion than the other. That's completely fine. There's a lot of us have muscle imbalances. So let's just focus on what we can control, and that's to warm up the actual muscle that needs to be warm. Now from there, I was about to do some more arm circles, but let's move it on. From there, I'm gonna do full body circles. Full body circle, I reach up to the sky, and I'm gonna go all the way down to my feet, and then go back up from the other side and reach to the sky. This is really lengthening my spine. I'm gonna reverse the motion, and I keep a slight bend in my knees. I'm not gonna lock out, hyperextend, I'm gonna keep a slight bend in my knees. And then I'm gonna go all the way down, and then come back up. And I'm gonna repeat this for 30 seconds. After that's over, I'm gonna go into some bodyweight squats. I like to get nice and, I like to throw bodyweight squats every single day. But I feel like squatting, it's the word for it, what is it? It's a primal movement. Most of us don't squat enough. We're always sitting here about 90 degrees, and we never really do what our body's supposed to do, or was made to do, which is go through the full range of motion. So if you're going here all the time, you're gonna be really tight over here, in your hamstrings and everything else in your posterior chain. So I'm gonna go do about 30 seconds of this, just making sure nice and slow, getting my muscles warm. From there, do some toe touches. Again, I don't need to stand all the way up. I'm just trying to get a stretch in my hamstrings. 30 seconds from there. I will then move on. My arms are already loose. I've already had some movement in my lower body. So from there, I'm gonna do what they're called mills. Think about like a windmill. I'm gonna touch one toe, reach back the other. I don't have to worry about my shoulder. My shoulder is warm now from all the arm circles. Touch the other one. There we go. Touch another one. You might feel a lower back crack. I just did, and that felt really good. Switch sides, just back and forth. As you feel a little more limber, you can go quicker, but start off slow. And then one more move I do to end everything is an actual, I want to say, let's call it a dynamic hip stretcher. The traditional hip stretch, we usually stand a stagger stance, and then we flex his leg and tilt it, and then we start leaning our weight forward, just to feel a stretch right here. That feels good. However, what feels even better for me is I notice that when I'm not just doing it straight like this, I'm going to the side. And I call that a dynamic hip stretch, hip flexor stretch. Again, the name doesn't matter. What matters is actually doing the movement. So I'll go from there to there. You can switch sides. You can switch sides like 1 foot at a time. But if you feel more comfortable, it's completely fine just to lean to one side, come back, never switching stance. And then if you actually, or at least for those who are more comfortable switching side to side, it's a little, a quick way to get a little more movement in throughout the day. And I'm gonna do a couple of these because this feels really good. And then from there, that's about it actually. I cover the neck all the way down to my toes. I might, if I have more time, I'll throw in some ankle circles or foot circles, whatever these are called, and just get them through the full range of motion. So I'm going doing circles. I might even do side to side. I'll do pronation, supination. And I'm gonna switch sides, do both feet. And that should be what I do when it comes to a quick dynamic warm-up that I could just pull out, get in the gym, or get my workout going and then finish. If you like the full breakdown of what I usually do when I have a lot of time, leave it down below in the comments and I'll be sure to make a video on it. As for your actual warm-up, go look for some moves in this video that you saw interesting, maybe that you've never seen or that you've always thought about incorporating but just hadn't had the time. Well, now's the perfect time to pick a workout or pick a warm-up and put it into your actual routine. That way you can warm up more effectively and be out there doing your lifts, doing your workout, doing whatever it is and being a lot safer. Because a warm muscle is a happy muscle. The warmer your muscle, the less likely you are to tear it. I'm Joseph Song, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next warm-up or workout. Later.